everybody, how's it going? My name is GarrettJPeters, and thank you so much for checking out another Sabaton solo lesson cover video. I included a little bit more than just the solo this time because I thought the main riff in this second Sabaton single sounded really good. This song is called Fields of Verdun, obviously, but I also did a lesson on the first single, Bismarck, so if you want, that one's a little bit easier, a little less quick than the solo, so if you want, check that one out. I'll leave a link for everything in the description below. Before we get into the lesson, I just want to give you guys a little bit of an update. I've been on a little bit of a hiatus from videos for the past couple weeks because I've been working heavily on the new Moarrrr album. For those of you that don't know, that's my other band that I'm working on. It's with like my childhood friends from where I live. Melodic death metal, of course, and yeah. We have been tracking the drums and the bass, and we got that done, and we're working on the guitars, so we've been doing that for this past week. And I've also finished 2 Shadowless songs, my other project. I've completed that, so that's a total of 6 songs. So close, I can taste it. Just a couple more, and I'll have an album ready, and I'm so excited about that. I also did a live stream semi-recently, and I thought that was a lot of fun. It was a little nerve-wracking, I must admit, but it was a blast. But I'm trying to figure out more content to do for that, because for me, I absolutely hate editing, and live stream is just, you know, boom, it's done. So I had a lot of fun with that. I was able to connect with some of you guys, and I thought that was really cool. So if you guys have ideas, let me know in the comment section below for what you'd like to see from me live streaming. I thought it might be cool if maybe I start to develop like, how should I say this? Basically start making backing tracks of songs that I can do full covers of, but do them live on stream. So maybe we can do a thing where we pick a song and then I actually learn it on stream, show you guys my process, and then I actually track the stuff for the backing track in a separate stream, and then eventually, you know, make this huge queue of songs that we could do you know, maybe once a month, like an actual like mini concert type thing. I thought that'd be kind of cool. So I don't know, I'm just thinking, but let me know if you guys have any better ideas. If you think that's boring, let me know as well. I definitely don't want to waste anybody's time, but yeah, I'd be super into hearing what you guys have, any ideas for a live stream. So let me know, okay? But let's get back to the lesson. As always, for my more advanced students and my Skype students working on ear training, you can just jump to this timestamp if you want the straight playthrough without any talking. But for those of you that want to hear me mention every note, let's dive right into it. If it's your first time here on my channel though, be sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like, all right? And yeah, let's get started. All right, so we're gonna start here on the 15th fret B string. We're gonna start with a simple hammer-on pull-off part. So it's gonna be with your middle finger, 15th fret B string, hammer on to 17, pull off to 15, pull off to 14. Then you're gonna alternate pick the rest of this. And what that is G string, 15, 14, 12, and then 15, 14 on this D string as well. So all together. You can pick all of it if you want, but I really do think that he is, in fact, kind of doing the Yngwie thing where it's kind of legato and then picked aggressively at the end. So I think that's how he's doing it. From there, we're going to get into this part. That whole section. What it is going to be, we're going to be picking 4 times for all these notes. So we're going to start 13th fret E string, then 10th fret, switching to the B string, 11th fret, and a half step down to 10. From there, the next shape, 12th fret E string, 9th fret, 10th fret B, and then 9th fret G. Now once you get to this 9th fret G string, they're going to start going from 4 pick strokes to 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And those notes are going to be, it's going to start right here. After you do 9 4 times, you're going to go to 10 on the G string as well. 2, and then again 9, 10, 9, and then G string, 11, 10, and then E string, 12, and then 10 B, up to 11, and then finally 2 pick strokes on the 10th fret. So all together. And then you're going to give it 2 whammy bar dives. I don't have a whammy, so I'm not going to do that. If you don't have one either, you can just vibrato if you want. I used to like to imitate the vibrato just as, or the whammy, as practice, but you can do whatever the hell you want. From there, we're going to do this 3-note per string walk up. So starting here, 10th fret of the D string. That's what we're going to go for. So it's going to be 10, 12, 14, again, all whole steps. And then we're going to do the same thing on the next string. But then we're going to go up the next string, but up a fret. So 11, 13, 15. And then finally 12, 13, 15 on the high E string. But then you're going to move up a whole step to the 17th fret, but then give it a half step bend. Return it back to pitch. And then finally 13 E and 15 B string. So all together. And give it a little bit of vibrato right there. So from here, we're going to play 17 of the high E string twice, and then we're going to give it a half step bend on the second pick, and then release it to pitch. So 1, 2, release it back to pitch, move up a half step to 18, full step bend, return it to pitch, and then pick 17, and then now 18 of the B string with a full step bend. And some vibrato. So one more time. Moving on to this next part, this is where it gets a little weird positioning-wise. You can play it a couple different ways. For me, I don't like to do any rolling. So what I mean by that is I mean playing the same fret across a few strings. So this, you can do it this way. You can play it that way. So that's 18, 17, 17, 17. And then finally E string. Right there, it's going to be 17, 18, and 17 again. And that seems nice and convenient, but at full speed, I feel like that's really difficult. So for me, I do it here. Little arpeggio that way. So it's going to be E string, 13, 12, 13B, 12G. Then I reach, this is kind of the tricky part, but you can do it. What that is 18 E string, and then 17, and then finally 13. So that's the transition into this pedal lick that we have here. The pedal lick is going to go like this. And what that's doing is I'm going to start on this 13th fret E string, and then I'm going to be pedaling to this 17th fret E string. So I'm going to keep going back to this note. So what it's going to do, it's going to go like this. 13 E, pedal, 12, pedal, B string, 15, pedal, 13, pedal, 15, pedal, 13, pedal. Then I'm going to move up to 15, but I'm going to shift to my first finger. Pedal note with my third, B string, 18th fret, back to the pedal note, and then finally a full step bend on this 18th fret. With some vibrato. So one more time. So all together. So what you want to be careful of there is I actually picked this note twice. It's the last note of the first part, then it's the first note of the pedal lick. So all together. So there's the solo. Let's move on to the last half of the song. We're going to start with this pre-chorus part. It's going to go. And what that's doing is it's kind of like a pedaling thing. So I'm going to be playing the 7th fret D string, and then I'm going to be playing open A string with a palm mute though. So every time I hit the A string, I'm going to be doing a palm mute. So 7, 7, 8, 5, 7. Give vibrato. And switch. 3rd fret power chord on the low E string. 6, 8, and then stop at the note. So what you want to do is I lift up my hands here as well as mute with the right. That's how I silence the note. And that's the pre-chorus. So now let's move on to the actual chorus. We're going to take this one piece at a time. Let's start with this first piece right here. We're going to go. So what that is going to be, 7th fret G string, and then our pedal note right here, we're going to always palm mute the 7th fret D string. So we're going to do that twice. 7, 7, 7, 7. Then 9G, pedal, 10, pedal. So 7, 7, 9, 10. And that's the first part. Moving on to the second part, we're just going to simply move our first finger up to the 8th fret. Now what we're going to do from here on out is we're going to do this picking the accent of this note and then palm muting it. So what I mean by that is, see that accent where I didn't palm mute and then I did palm mute. So, and what that's going to be is 8, 8, string skip 10 of the B string, back to our pedal note, 12 G, and then 10 as well. So that's part 2. So 8, 8, 10, 12, 10, and then the third part is going to be our middle finger here on the D string, 10th fret. Again, accent and then palm mute. 9, G, 10, 12. That's the third part. Now to the fourth part. This one's a little bit different, but again, starting the same way. Accent, palm mute, and that's 7th fret D. Then 8th fret B. Then 3 notes in succession here. G string, 10, 9, and 10 D. And that's part 4. Now we got part 5 here. It's going to have 2 parts, but it's basically the same thing twice, except we're just changing the bass note. So we're going to start on the 8th fret of the D string. Again, accent, palm mute. Then the notes are 7, 9, 10, and then shift that bass note from 8 to 7. So same thing twice, except change the bass note. And that's going to be the 5th part. So let's play those all together, because we're going to do a round of this and then 1 extra tail and then do a different tail the second time around. So the first part, second part, third part, fourth part, 5th part. So that's the first 5 parts. We're going to do a 6th part right now, but I want you to remember this 5th part where it stops, because we're going to loop that whole 1 through 5 again later. So the 6th part is going to go like this. But it's going to be different the second time around. So you'll see what I'm talking about. So let's do that one first. So that's going to start 5th fret, D string, again, accent and palm mute. Then 7th fret, so basically like a power chord. 9, then skipping to 6 of the B string. And then moving up to 8th fret of the B string. 7th fret D string. 10th fret G. Back to 7 of the D. Then finally 10 of the G string. 9, 6, 7. And that's where it's going to loop back through the parts 1 through 5. So from this tail, start over on the first part. It's 1 through 5. That's parts 1 through 5. And then now the second tail. It's going to be the same thing kind of as part 5. Except our bass note is just moving down 1 more notch. So. And from there we're actually going to go to the intro of the song, which goes. Finish with that chord. So what that's going to be is the 6th fret G string and the 7th fret D string. Twice. Then what that is 7G, 7D, and then 9 of the G string. And that does it twice. Then we're switching to the last part. What that's going to be is 10th fret B string, and then 7th fret D string is going to be our pedal note. So 10, 8B, 10G, 9G. And then we switch down to this last chord, which is just a simple D minor chord. So what that is going to be is play it there, which is 5, 7, 7, 6, or you can do the classical position, but I think it's easier to get to here. And that's the whole riff. So again, the whole chorus one more time is parts 1 through 5, first tail, parts 1 through 5 again, second tail, and then you have the actual intro lick. So what that's going to do, one more time, is going to go part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, tail 1, part 1 through 5 again, and the second tail, it's just that guy. And we go right back into the intro lick. And finally, D minor. And that is how you play the last minute of this song. If you made it this far, please God, give this video a like. This was a lot to explain, but hopefully it was clear enough and you enjoyed it. And yeah, just like I said, always play things slowly, practice, take your time, and it will get easy to memorize all these parts. So yeah, cool. See ya.